Hello everybody, this is PLD Disc Golf, and we're back at Megiddo. I still have Dalton here with me in the booth.
Thanks for having me again, Payton.
Of course, as always. I'm going to have you finish out the whole coverage, don't you worry. But yeah, we saw some pretty decent golf here on the front nine, and now showing you guys the teeth of Megiddo. This is the MA1 division. Back in July, 2 rounds in one day. We'll see the second round coming up here very soon. Westwood Park in Morton. As I was saying, definitely a course that's being renewed, refreshed, bringing back more visible to the disc golf community, especially people who travel here.
Yeah, definitely agree. Like I said on the front nine, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's one of my favorite courses. It's kind of getting revamped, I feel like, every time, like every year. Add like new additions to it, like the new bridge on hole 2. You might not see it in the video because it's after its time, but there's a new bridge on 11 now, so it just gets constant updates.
Yeah, very cool. And we're definitely traveling through the harder of the 2 nines here on the back, starting with hole 10, a really tight technical shot. A 294-foot par 3 kind of plays right in between that mid-range and fairway drivers for the MA1 division, but you want to throw something just bone dead straight, and there are other kind of flex routes through these trees here. Starting with our local legend Z-Reb. Like watching him play, and he throws a shot that kind of airs a little to the left. I think he clips a tree as well. But.
Yeah, if you make it far enough down there, like this is the initial gap here that you just want to make it past, like those group of trees to the right there that Dane's disc just passed through on the left. Is if you can make it past that, you're in par territory. Mm-hmm. It's just making it past that initially is what you're looking to do here.
Yeah, and I think what opens up the gap most actually is this slight bending right to left and then fade back to the right sort of shot. It kind of opens up, but you got to challenge those big trees on the right-hand side of the fairway in order to do so. But, you know, Carson also showing me wrong too, being a pretty strong player. He does obviously miss it by a little bit, pulls it to the right, and it hits and drops left, but
this is where I was saying you hit that gap. He has a look there to jump putt up.
It's most common for people to just clip something and have a 120-foot look at this, which in some of the more competitive divisions there would be a lot of chances to score even from that distance too. So, yep, good layup there from Carson. Z-Reb giving it a chance. He does go past the basket on his approach with a chance to make it, and then we have Dane, the first birdie look.
Oh yeah. Let's go from downtown.
Woo! Man, we didn't have the play button on that long enough to see how many steps that was. But
yeah.
Man, that's a solid, like, 45, 50-footer.
Had to have been. Mm-hmm. See if Ben can capitalize on his. Oh, no. Got big putted.
Yeah. Not 100% sure if he was inside the circle on that one or not, but regardless, that was a good attempt there. Just cleaning up a couple pars here. Yeah, and we'll move on, and I'll leave it to Dalton to shout out all the awesome sponsors.
Yeah, thanks again for Power Grip. You know, if you haven't checked them out, Power Grip USA, they have a brick and mortar store in Bloomington. I'm gonna get back to them here in a second because this is probably the most picturesque hole on the course. It is the hardest hole on the course. OB to the left, the only hole really that has OB. There may be one other, but it's all downhill. The creek plays OB the further you get up there by the basket, or the creek plays casual the closer you get up to the basket. But this is probably the most daunting shot these guys are having all day.
Absolutely. Dalton and I were just talking stats, and yeah, I mean, this one, we see more birdies on it than some other holes, like hole 8 on the front 9, but definitely larger propensity to take huge numbers here. And so I think lefty backhands like this may sometimes struggle to actually hit this fairway. Pulling it a little bit to the left, then, yeah, it'll just hit something and drop. But that's a decent result.
That's a favorable kick, too, especially with that OB left.
Yes.
He could have kicked left and gone OB into that creek.
Yeah. The one unique part about this hole, too, is that obviously, yes, we're kind of throwing it downhill, but then the whole second half of the fairway is crawling back uphill plus the green is on its own plateau. Most people end up throwing it. As you see right there, a little skip off of the last part of the fairway. The whole basket is surrounded by a creek, and so you have the same kind of creek erosion drop-offs surrounding the basket. So you're almost always got like a super weird uphill 25-footer for a bird. It's just crazy.
Agreed. This is like the one hole you really don't have much flat ground to play on. Every shot. That was a phenomenal shot.
Yeah, and this is the only way that you
him.
really get it back to the green is just you make a mistake off your tee, and then you actually throw a really great second shot. And yeah, I actually think that kind of hit and stayed for Zach too. So I think we got a couple par looks there. Ooh, good finesse here. Can it settle?
It looks like it's settled. It might be a little far up the hill, so kind of a little death putt.
Okay.
Don't see where that one landed. It looked like it was good enough, to be by the basket.
No, actually, I think it hit just before the crest, and it came back into the creek, too. I think we see Z-Reb right there next to Carson. So, yeah, this is Carson's opportunity to get the bird.
This would be a huge bird on this hole.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, a huge bird. Great putt, too. I'm sure his visibility of the basket is not a lot there. Maybe the top.
One shot that lives rent-free in my own mind is I threw a shot, like, dead straight as hard as I could. Oh, what a run from Z-Reb. But I actually shark finned or tombstone straight into the side of this hill right before the basket. And I am so close to the hillside, I don't have the traditional putt. Like, I don't have enough room, or my feet won't stay there. I have to do a turbo.
Oh,
like a turbo,
okay.
a scuba kind of putt to make it. So you don't break those out very often, but when it's for a bird,
Not at
it's
all.
a lot of stress. So yeah, tapping out, sad triple for Z-Reb, undoing a lot of great work that he's put together here on the front nine.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out Prodigy Disc Golf here. They helped out with getting player pack discs for each of these tour events, each with their own unique logo on it. I just want to thank them for all their assistance that they've given me during this tour.
Absolutely. Yeah, I actually have been really enjoying seeing their new plastics come out too. Haven't had a chance to throw them yet, but it's beautiful stuff. And you guys just saw hole 12. It's another par 4 here, but this one's definitely attackable. Some people even give it a circle 2, sometimes a circle 1 chance at eagle. And this is a kind of shot to do it. As we see, you want to just kind of push a straight shot for about 300 feet, and then something that just starts fading off for the last 120, 140 feet of the fairway.
Yeah, and
Both of these shots doing it.
Looks fantastic. You just want to get past that left side for the first 300 feet, like Payton said. On that left side, it's just nothing but jail.
Ooh, and Ben early releasing it into hole 15's fairway.
Yeah.
Luckily, no one gets hit. Ben, you gotta watch yourself. Oh, no!
Oh, no. Z-Reb.
Oh, and oh my gosh, yeah. So this, like I say, anytime you deal with some of the creeks here, the water has just carved the living snot out of some of these, ravines. Or they've turned them into ravines, I'll say. And so, yeah, he's essentially pitching out sideways to the fairway. He's now like maybe 150 feet off the tee. It's crazy. And a little on the inside line, but there's some sneaky gaps there.
Yeah.
You just got to clear those logs that protect the skip shot from making the bend. So,
Been in a place I've never seen anyone before. So definitely interesting to see this point of view.
absolutely. Just finding a gap through the jungle. Oh,
okay.
He gets pretty far down there, and I think that's a circle 2 look.
If anything, enough to save his par.
Yeah.
Dane cranked over on it just a little much, looked like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the walk path is in between that fairway he hit and where you could see the basket from where he was. So it did pull a little left and a little on Anheuser, a dual compound of errors. And Carson, just throwing something dumb overstable
Yeah,
to settle. It looks like it
dumping.
stands up and rolls a little bit. Oh, he might have a long comebacker. Ben doing a pitch up for the 4. Yeah, let's take a look at stats here. Just like on hole 11, like, I mean, distance-wise, probably not the most difficult of holes for sure, but you get off the fairway early and having to kind of ping-pong your way through. Definitely.
Yeah, so Carson did go a little deep, probably from that roll away. He's got some cabbage in his way.
Yeah.
Oh, spit out left. While these guys are tapping out, to backtrack, since I said I would get back to it, Power Grip USA, they have a brick and mortar store in Bloomington. They also have online. They've been super supportive for the entire tour and helping assist with potential future plans as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's a good part, and I think that's one of the better scores we'll have here. So, another par for Carson. I think Dane cleaning up his par too?
I believe so. Oh, no.
I spoke way too soon.
Dang.
Gonna tap out for a double for Zach.
Oh, dang. Twice. I need to give him one of my patented pep talks. Shout out NADGT. They definitely a big player in the amateur side of disc golf, of helping players grow into who they can be, giving invites for all of the winners on the tour here.
All right, and moving on to hole 13. We just flew over the short pad, which is what we're playing today, which is the 330-foot par 3. This is it's not the tightest of gaps, but it's the most strange gaps. It just kind of plays a trick on your mind. Basket's a little downhill from where you're playing, but you have to have a shot that's moving gently from left to right. And you don't want to be throwing the righty forehand that might skip way far to the right and down into the creek bed. This is a decent shot.
It turns over just too
overturned,
much.
Yeah, but that's kind of what you're looking for. Probably a little more hyzer from Carson on that. Then Ben here has got to throw something straight.
Yeah, that actually doesn't look too bad at all. For those that don't know, on the right side there used to be a hyzer line when the course first opened up. For the first 3-4 years, but since then the foliage has grown over and it just makes it impossible.
Yeah, this would definitely be a pretty unique hole, giving a dual fairway opportunity if the machines could easily traverse that little ditch to keep it all cleared out. But yeah, over time you decide which is the best play and stick with it, and this is the shot that people chose, so thank our predecessors.
Yeah.
Good upshot there from Ben. Right. Yeah, it looks like getting caught up early. A few of these guys with Carson's little turnover, cut roller. Got that zone. The blueberry zone.
Okay.
Nice.
These are like routine upshots for these guys now.
Yeah, lots of 100, 150 footers just to clean up a par. And technical ones at that, too. That's the adjective for Megiddo here is technical.
Yeah, very technical, especially this back nine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did Ben get caught up in some cabbage?
I think he did, too, yeah. They might have thought he pushed a little bit further, so the camera beat him up here to the green, but they had to backtrack and
oh no,
got caught up before getting.
Oh no, that's Z-Rep.
Oh,
okay. My apologies, Ben.
Oh,
thought
settle down, settle down now.
Oh
settle.
no, stop, sit. Okay, didn't go all the way down.
Still going from a 6-footer to a 18-footer.
Yeah.
But this is scary too. Being on the high side here, the basket, you don't want to miss metal, and that's a good cleanup there for Carson.
Miss and go 20 feet down the hill into the creek.
20 feet at least.
Yeah,
yes.
At minimum.
All right, Dane.
All right.
There you go. And good pars there. So, couple pars, couple bogeys, perhaps? No, actually, I think Ben's A-okay.
Yo, Z-Rev took the bogey.
Hmm.
So the rest all pars.
Okay. Yeah, we kind of lost some steam from the front nine. Saw a lot of, it was accordion stuff, like scoring, and then a couple bogeys here and there, but we're not seeing the scores, the birds.
Yeah.
I'm going to shout out OTB.
Yeah,
Just
go
had a
for
recent
it.
purchase with them. OTB is fantastic. Probably one of the most premier online vendors for sure. So doing a lot of things for the sport. Appreciate everything that they've done for everyone else's game, including my own. So thanks OTB for all that you do. As we go to hole 14, another left to right bending shot. This one is unique where we follow the creek and it's a little bit more downhill. A lot of things kind of filter down to that 20, 25 foot range on the green. You just kind of stick in the creek and have to make a putt.
Yeah. I think the play here is to be on the right side of the basket. It's odd to say, but you want to put yourself in the creek around the basket here because you're putting uphill as opposed to putting down at it or at a weird angle.
True. Yeah, and so with this hard packed dirt, you can pretty much just throw something pretty hard, like basket height, and just let it ricochet off the hard packed dirt and roll back down. Yeah, that's a decent shot, but it's going to be a scary putt for Ben. He had the right distance, a little bit more overstable of a finish than I think is preferred, but that kind of finished hard. Did he hit a tree?
He hit a tree,
Okay.
yeah. He got a tree kick. It's still not a bad spot. He's
This is the shot.
Yeah, Z-Reb. Let's
Oh,
go.
yeah, sitting 6 feet from the basket. Way to go. Good comebacker. All right, this is the putt we typically see, and that is well
all
done.
right. Let's go, Dane, from downtown.
Well, we're watching Carson's putt. This course kind of stands out from most of the other courses in the area, given a lot of the woodwork that's out here. We see pretty much half this fairway is lined with these pads. Oh no, the roll.
Okay, it stopped. Whew.
Yeah, but I think that's been one of the difficulties and I think opportunities to really step up out here is a lot of the woodwork. The Park District does an awesome job maintaining it, putting it in when it's needed as erosion grows out here. So with that course development, it's definitely kind of given this a really unique taste compared to other courses. Settle down.
I definitely agree with that.
All right, everyone just tapping out and the park job. Well done, Z-Rib.
Let's go, Tom Petty.
Alright, clean up of pars. Taking a quick check-in on scores. So, 3 down is the best where we're at right now, kind of coming into the tail half. I would say players are definitely wanting to get into the upper single digits under par. It would definitely be a great rounds, but you know the sneaky difficulty of this course, kind of shooting in that 3 to 6 down is actually pretty decent. So,
yeah, especially with so many trees on every hole, anything can happen. You know, you want to get the birdies when you can, and you know, take your medicine when you can, just because you never know when that double bogey's gonna sneak up on you if it does.
Very true. And I think a lot of the par fours out here definitely being scoreable. They're just two technical shots back to back, as we see the fairway here for 15.
Oh.
You want to get past that tree.
Yeah.
But not only that
Yes.
one, the fallen log that marks about halfway through the fairway. Z-Reb throwing a really great shot, just needs to hook up.
Yeah.
Oh, it catches a late tree there. I think it would have finished up, but still a great shot overall.
Cutting the hole in half, quite literally. And so he'd just have a nice controlled, somewhat downhill shot for the second leg after it kind of bends to the left here at the middle. So, yeah, Carson's right, trying to wave the disc to the left, force mind move it, and no telekinesis shown. So Ben throwing a backhand turnover. We'll see how this one goes. This has the potential for pretty good distance if he can execute it right. Oh, it's a good line. Maybe started a little more left than he wanted, but it has a chance. And we'll see where it ends up.
Dane here, we're able to get a second spotlight for Great Lakes Discs here. Shout out to them.
Very nice. Yeah, there's so many strong partners of the Greater Peoria Tour, and hope they come back next year as well, just as strong. Keep on growing the tour here, and Dane's just kind of doing Army golf here, getting up about 100 feet a shot. That one pushed, but that little clip there, we're not sure where he's going to be at with respect to the basket after that little ricochet. Okay, so this is where Ben's at. He's actually right next to the stump of the tree in the middle of the fairway. Ooh, okay.
Oh, okay. I mean, it was looking nice, and unfortunate kick there. He still has a putt, though, from circle 2, probably.
This is where you want to be.
Yeah, this is incredible by Z-Reb here.
Absolutely.
Tails it off a little to the left here, but he's got a putt.
Yeah, putts that land short and left have a scary looking putt for their third shot, because there's a significant drop off the end. Oh no.
Oh no.
The blue zone gets caught up right out of Carson's hand.
Oh, let's go.
Wow.
What a recovery off the
man.
first couple of shots. Been giving it a good run, but
Yeah.
so shout out Double Eagle Disc Golf, my boys down there. Ryan Hauser has been supporting me since day one, since I've known him. Dane is actually sponsored by him and on the card, so it's pretty cool to see as well of them supporting and.
Absolutely. As we move into hole 16, actually just as long as hole 3, but a lot more downhill, and this is the ace run hole. This is what people want to ace when they come out here.
Oh, for sure. Just a soft putter shot. You want to kind of throw nose down.
Mm-hmm.
There is a creek right beforehand. Casual. You just don't want to be in there. The further you get left on the creek, the more chance of standing in a puddle of water.
Ooh.
Okay.
That was an overstable putter for sure from Z-Reb. And as Carson's throwing here, I'll say this quietly, I do need to address the elephant in the room. Obviously, I lost the whole green on the last hole. Everybody parred out. No worries there. But as we do have Jake Zimmerman on the camera doing a fantastic job, which I'm super grateful for him. Had a little trouble with the batteries. So
Yeah, okay.
camera dying out. And
Hey, no worries. Yeah, shout out to Jake. Has been kind of turns us over just a little too much on his forehand.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually one of the events I showed up late to here. Shout out to Jake Johnson for assisting in running this here.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah, I showed up and had the surprise to see Jake carrying the camera instead of Payton. So
Jakes were showing up that day.
yeah.
Got Johnson and Zimmerman. Very nice. Oh, Ben, not wanting to take the bogey on the ace hole.
Yeah.
Look at the CTP. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
So
it's
close.
Pretty much touching the pole.
All right. Got a long look here for the bird. And he does it. Strong putt.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, so making a push here for the final stretch. So we got Carson sitting at 4 under. Z-Reb fighting back from his mess up on hole 11. It's easy to do so, I will add, but yeah, it's been an uphill battle for him. But
Oh no, Dane.
Dane, to keep pace with Carson, lets that one fall off. But that's all right. Just don't miss this one, Dane. Okay. Whew. Okay, we were all concerned for you.
Dane is a player I've been walking with for a lot of events and helping out. Shout out to Great Lake Discs. They supported every event that I've pretty much ran. Shout out Alex Dowley for getting me in contact with them up there. They're also supporting GPO with extra media coverage with Crew 42.
Awesome. Yeah, look forward to seeing that coverage as well. But first, we got to get through hole 17. This is another one of those downhill par 3s. This fairway is tough. So we see Jake stands off to the right-hand side of the tee pad to kind of opens up the appearance of the gap. But this is tight. You've got like a 10-foot gap about 180 feet off the tee. This is tough. It usually catches a bunch of discs trying to get to the basket, holds it before the crest, so your approach shots are really touchy.
Yeah.
If you miss the gap, of course.
Preferably, you're just hoping if you hit a tree to land on the flat part there. You don't want to be on the side of the hill.
And Dane ends up exactly what that I mentioned. You know, right before the crest, he's gonna have weird footing. Probably. Oh, you will be able to see the basket from there, but just always
awful
certain.
footing. Yeah, especially in woods like this where it's late in the year.
Mm-hmm.
There you have all the debris from the leaves and sticks and branches.
Absolutely. It's Dane, a little forehand chip up, and yeah, with this one, basket elevated, hard to justify giving it a strong run for your upshot, Ben laying it up as well. This one can be scary too. If you wanted to give it a strong run, you could be where Carson is and be along right, not in the creek, but if you're here, you can give it a good strong bid. Worst case, you're going to end up right at the base of the stairs on the far side.
Yeah. Oh, and catches the backboard.
Yep. Carson taking my advice and pushing it there. Good bird.
See if Z-Reb can match.
I think Z-Reb's thinking if he can fight his way back to even, he'd be a
All
good
right.
spot. And that's a great start.
That's what he's done, but he's got one more hole to go.
Mhm.
And it's a doozy as well.
It is. But before that, just once again, this is round one of a 2-round coverage here at Megiddo. So the tour has been awesome. I've been so glad to be able to at least get one video per round or per tour stop. So glad to be able to be a good supporter for the tour as well.
It's definitely appreciative having you out there every event to get coverage for these guys. But hole 18 here, you either want to throw roughly 200, 250, kind of get in that landing zone to throw over that big ravine, or if you want to go for the gusto, you can try ripping one down there, 300, 350. It's quite the pump, especially in these tight woods here.
Very tight gaps, yeah. So as you can see here, we're pretty much opening the triple tree there in the middle of the fairway is what creates the problem for this hole. You have to go left or right of it, and if you go right, you have to throw something super overstable to get the leftwards motion.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were able to hit a gap, you could hit what looks like a 4-foot wide gap on the left-hand side to go kind of straight towards the basket. That's the best way to be able to get there. Or you can break the hole with a nice lefty backhand, flip up turnover through the left gap too. But it looks like Ben's just taking his medicine and going right side. It's definitely a play, and I think playing this one for a par is perfectly viable.
Oh yeah, there's no disappointment in taking a par here. It's definitely a tough hole. Dane off to the left side, off the fairway, has a nice pitch up. We'll see where that ends up. Z-Reb in a perfect kind of landing zone where I was talking about. Throws just a putter up shot up to the basket. Ben an even better shot.
Oh, very nice.
Here to the landing zone. Yeah, just good jump putt here. Oh, Carson got lucky not going down into that ravine. It's like 45 feet. Just
he nearly
down.
fell in.
Yeah.
The stutter step to catch himself. Yeah, that's the last thing we want to see, players at this event hurting themselves.
Yeah.
You know, the park doesn't need that kind of notoriety.
Yeah, for sure. That's easily my number one rule for any event is just safety first, and then second, have fun.
Absolutely. We'll clean up here. But actually, a quick shout out. So, the lone man that birdied hole 8 was the lone man to birdie hole 18.
Oh, dang.
Mr. Luke Dubé. That's crazy. One of the most, furthest shots and one of the most technical shots. Get birdies on those. I think we might be seeing Luke on the back nine. We'll see.
Yeah.
But we need you guys to go over there, check it out for yourselves. But thank you guys for coming in and watching the first round of the battle at Megiddo. Any parting thoughts for the first round?
I mean, Honestly, I thought it was a great first round for all of the players, ups and downs, something that I assumed I would see, it's a course where it's so technical, you have to hit those lines. I think overall the players played great and fought back great, Carson kind of leading the way.
Absolutely. We'll see Carson again on the second round, as well as Luke Dubé. So really excited to see him, Chad Gundy, and I'm going to drop his name, but that's all right because you're going to see him anyway.
Johnny Anions.
There we go.